let us all do we can to build a better future.
Dr. Cornel West made a huge announcement yesterday on a couple of podcasts and YouTube channels. And he is effectively, in my mind, perhaps making the correct choice. Now, again, there's a lot of questions that I have to ask in regards towards Dr. Cornel West's run for the office of presidency for 2024. But for those of you who don't know, Dr. Cornel West made this announcement yesterday that he is switching from the People's Party to the Green Party. Now, this is huge breaking news because I don't think we've ever seen this in our lifetime where you have a presidential candidate running for one political party, then switching to another political party. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that there's a way in which there could be a united progressive left coalition that's maybe even possibly including the People's Party. Yes, no, possibly. I mean, there's a way you could create a joint formation, but that's all up in the air, and that's up to Dr. Cornel West and his team to make. So a beginning is a very delicate time. So first, let's rewind back to last weekend where this announcement took place on Friday, and shout out to Indie News Network. They were able to get this exclusive video from the Workers' Strike Back event in Manhattan, New York City, that had Kshama Sawant, Chris Hedges, and Brianna Joy Gray. So let's play this video in case you missed it, because this is the one that had everybody turning their heads and saying, what?
President Hedges, about this announcement that Cornel West is running. He's decided to run with the Movement for the People's Party. I know Socialist Alternative, Workers' Strike Back has advocated for a new party, a new third party. There have been questions about why not run with the Green Party. MPP has been embroiled in a degree of controversy over the course of the last couple of years. And I wonder what you make strategically about of that particular choice and how the left should look at it.
Is this off the record? I've been playing with my phone because I set up a meeting with Cornell and the Green Party for a long time because of the issues you just raised.
So that is Chris Hedges. For those of you who don't know, he was a campaign manager for Ralph Nader for the Green Party back in the year 2000. So again, he has been talking to Dr. Cornel West about these issues. And to be very clear here, all political parties, not just the People's Party, have a lot of scandals. I mean, what? That we're really going to sit here and pretend that the Greens, the Libertarians, the Democrats, Republicans don't have their fair share of troubles? Now, again, if we're looking at this in regards towards infrastructure and who has ballot access, the Greens, surprisingly, still have 21 states in which they have ballot access for 2024. Now, again, the ground game for a third party in any state is extremely monumental because there are rules at the state and federal level that prohibit or are purposely put in place to stop third parties from challenging the two-party neoliberal system that we are also used to.
Green Party?
Correction, speechwriter. That was Chris Hedges. Thank you so much to the audience. Apologies for that mistake.
Run any alternative, or
I'm recommending that the Green Party, that Cornell runs as the Green Party candidate.
yes.
Woo! Yes! 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 Yes, please, please, please do it.
And I think that would be a very powerful ticket because it would be a united front of the Green Party and Socialist Alternative, as well as a few other left organizations that have a lot of things in common. This could be the beginning or perhaps a new formation of another political movement. And hopefully it is here to stay and continue to push forward. If I had to give any advice to Dr. Cornel West, make Chris Hedges your campaign manager. You need somebody who is all too aware of the tricks that corporate media and the two-party system will play.
But yeah, I share all your concerns, and just on the issue of ballot access, the People's Party Act doesn't have any. And having worked with Ralph in his campaigns, I saw all of the impediments, most of the Democratic Party throws to make it impossible for a third party candidate.
So I want to pull up this video right here where Cornel West makes his announcement.
I wanted to ask you, of course, about your presidential run. And there's some exciting news, I believe. So last week, Chris Hedges, friend of the show, Chris Hedges, said during an event for Workers Strike Back, which was organized by Kshama Sawant, he said that he wanted you to run as a Green Party candidate. And you, of course, when you announced you were with the Movement for the People's Party, the MPP. Do you have an update about this?
Oh, yes. No, that process is very much in movement, and I look forward to it. You know, I'll always have gratitude for the tremendous work of the volunteers of the People's Party and so forth. But there was so much going on internally, and therefore we had to be able to keep the focus where it belongs. And so I am still deeply committed to a broad coalitional sensibility and a united front. And so I invite a variety of different organizations, and that includes the People's Party, but I'm certainly moving in the, not just toward, but want to look forward to being a part of the nomination process of the Green Party. And I look forward to being able to already be in very rich conversation with my dear brother Barack and my dear sister Stein, sister Jill, and brother Ajamu, who I have great love and respect for. So that's true. That is new, and which means when it comes to infrastructure and institution, it's much broader and deeper.
And I think this is the absolute correct choice. Look, the Green Party of 2016 had momentum. You had Ajamu Baraka and Dr. Jill Stein. Both stand in solidarity with the water protectors during the construction or the establishment of the DAPL pipeline. They were the only presidential candidates to really show up there and be in solidarity. That same Green Party movement had the possibility of building a strong movement. Now, again, the ink's already dry. 2016 has long since passed. And perhaps maybe now we could possibly look at Dr. Cornel West, possibly Dr. Jill Stein, Ajamu Baraka, Chris Hedges, Kshama Sawant, and many others, building a Green Party movement that can, do the job better than what Howie Hawkins has been doing. I have to say, in regards towards how he ran his 2020 campaign and how the Greens have been lackluster, the Green Party needs new ideas and needs innovation and people to get that party up and running. Just speaking from my own personal experience, the Greens in Illinois and Indiana have been lackluster at best, especially for the fact during the 2022 midterm election cycle, the Illinois Libertarian Party managed to get all of their candidates on the ballot for a lot of the key races, from the governor's race to U.S. Senate, etc. So, Greens, stop screwing around. I think it's time for new leadership, new ideas, and I think that this campaign is possibly something that we need to see, because there's no way the Democratic Party is ever going to follow through with independents or the left. And this is an idea. This is something I support, and I wish Dr. Cornel West team all the best.
Access to the ballot, much broader. But in the end, as you know, any candidacy to run the empire in order to dismantle the empire has to be part of a movement.
Agreed. Now I want to pull up this here as well. This is on his official Twitter account. In the spirit of broad united front and coalition strategy, I am pursuing the nomination of the Green Party for President of the United States. Go to CornelWest24.com for more information to continue to support this unprecedented effort to empower precious poor and working people here and abroad. I thank the volunteers at the People's Party for the initial launch. So, which I have to say, this is good. We need to see this. We need to see a strong, viable third-party candidate. We need to see other options out there. And again, I urge Dr. Cornel West team to go on every single independent media network there is. And even, yes, even on corporate media. I call out Elon Musk to give Dr. Cornel West the same kind of Twitter space event that you gave to DeSantis and RFK Jr. Again, Dr. Cornel West, go on the Joe Rogan show, go back to Russell Brand show, go on the Jimmy Dore show, etc. Now's the time for there to be a real challenge to the DNC. Now, and even to the RNC. But sadly, unfortunately, you're going to have corporate media once again crapping the bed because, well, shout out to Compton J, who tweeted this out. I do a show, the Post-Duopoly show on RBN with Due Dissidents. Again, if you haven't seen the 5-man hit squad, well, tune in, check it out. All right. I don't know when the next episode is going to be coming around, but I have a lot of fun. And if you want to sit back and relax and get empowered, tune in to when that show happens. But anyways, the professional managerial class reaction to Dr. West running third party shines a bright light on how only virtue signal about third parties in the abstract. It's similar to how they're only anti-war in the abstract. The moment a third party becomes real, then all of a sudden the Democrat in them springs out. Progressives, aka liberals, are unreliable allies. Oh no. See, now I could show the screenshot, but why not? Hey, let me show you this. It's an article. Cornel West should challenge Biden. Get this. I hope everyone's sitting down. Don't fall out of your chairs. Don't crash your car if you're heading to work. Cornel West should challenge Biden in the Democratic primaries. What are you smoking? Huh? Benjamin? Ben Burgess? What are you smoking on, huh? Seriously. I don't get what you're talking about. I've seen this happen not once, but twice. A third time, no. Okay? Now, good luck to RFK Jr.'s campaign and all of his supporters. Good luck to Marianne Williamson and all her supporters, okay? I saw what happened to Bernie Sanders' campaign. Now, to be clear here, again, Bernie Sanders allowed the DNC to screw him over. He didn't fight back. Chris Hedges called him out. The DNC rigs primaries. They have superdelegates. There's already so much legal paperwork and receipts out there. Shout out to Nico House. Shout out to the Convo Couch. Shout out to Jimmy Dore Show. Everybody's talked about this. Harlan's Media's talked about this. The Democratic Party chooses who their nominee will be behind closed doors. So if you're a voter in a Democratic primary, good luck, but you're not really needed. Plus, there's a thing called superdelegates. Hey, I'm going to let you all in a little secret. The Republican Party doesn't have superdelegates, at least not at this point. Cornel West is running for president. He announced last Monday in a short video referencing issues including Medicare for all, decent housing, abortion rights, the war in Ukraine, and ensuring that everyone has access to a job with a living wage. West has a record of writing and activism on many of these issues that stretches back several decades, and he has a way of talking about them that conveys not just political perspective, but deeply compelling moral vision. I can hardly think of anyone I'd rather see replace the deeply mediocre Joe Biden as president of the United States, too, as West said in a recent appearance on Democracy Now!, become the head of an empire to help dismantle it. Unfortunately, West is planning to run on the ballot of an obscure third party. I doubt that as many as 1% of American voters even know that the People's Party exists. Well, now he's in the Green Party, so there we go. Folks, this is pathetic that you have, again, corporate media once again saying, oh, hey, you should run in the Democratic primary. You should be part of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has indicated there will be no debate. So what the hell is the purpose of Dr. Cornel West showing up in the Democratic primary? What? So he could, I don't know, push Biden to the left and hold his feet to the fire? He's a senile old goat. That's who Joe Biden is. Now, again, I would say what we need to see, what needs to happen now more than ever, we need to see a strong third-party campaign. And I want to give a shout out to my colleagues in Revolutionary Blackout Network. This is going to be happening later today, so tune in, 3 p.m. Eastern. Dr. Cornel West returns to RBN. He's going to talk to Nick and CJ, talking about strategy and tactics again. Check it out. He's joining in. So if you have time out of your day, please be sure to check out this outstanding conversation that will be happening on Revolutionary Blackout Network. Support their work. They're doing great stuff out there, folks. So one more thing here. One more thing here, too, because, again, whenever I see these Vote Blue, no matter who sycophants talk about third parties, I love it when I see them crap their pants because they're afraid. They're afraid of what a third party movement can really do. Why some Democrats fear Cornel West presents a unique challenge for Joe Biden. Good. Now, I'm not going to punish you guys by going through this article, but it's the same old stuff. Same old stuff. Same stuff we've always heard of. I think it's time that we have a new movement. So let's have democracy in the chat. I'm very curious to see where all of you stand on this issue. Because for me, Hardlands Media has always been consistent. We support third parties. Now, I'm not going to endorse anyone. Who I'm going to vote for, that's up in the air. All right. I want to see just how strong Dr. Cornel West's campaign will be. But I think the Greens do now have a chance, if they don't do any shenanigans like they did in 2020, to actually effectively make an impact in this election cycle. So type 1 if you're excited now about this possibility of a Green Party / United Coalition led by Dr. Cornel West. Type 1 if you're happy for that. Type 2 if you still have reservations. And I don't know, maybe I'll vote Democrat or Republican. I wonder how many ones we're going to get. I wonder how many ones we'll get. But as a final note, for too long, the two-party system has been screwing over American voters. For too long, we have been bombarded with more neoliberal policies by these dynastic politicians. We need a change. The same people who donate to the Democratic Party donate to the Republican Party. You've heard me say this before. But maybe this is a chance for something new to rise up. New choices for people, for voters. Now, this will not be an easy task. Here in my state, Illinois, there are some very harsh draconian laws towards third parties. And I want to see all third parties succeed, from the Greens being led by Dr. Cornel West and with Chris Hedges and his coalition behind him. And yes, I even want to see the Libertarians succeed too, because I believe in being consistent. But if you're going to be a third-party voter, if you are going to be helping out any third-party campaign, any independent candidate, your goal is to fight and make sure that, again, people hear the message that there's another choice out there. 50% of this population identifies itself as independent. Let's make this voice, this unheard voice in America, finally be heard. So good luck to Dr. Cornel West, and we invite him to be on our show. I'm excited how this election cycle is going to be playing out, and you know what? I'm smiling about it. This is what I wanted to see. And here's hoping that this election cycle continues to deliver. And it's still 2023. It's not going to be 2024 till quite some time. Stay tuned to Hardlands Media.